Hey there folks, this is Josh, Stoney Ridge Farmer. I tried, what can I say? Welcome back to the Stoney Ridge Farm. In today's chainsaw we're going to be testing out, this is the Echo Timberwolf. You're going to love this saw. I just ran a full tank full of fuel through it, so all you guys know it's a new saw and we're breaking it in right. This is the Echo Timberwolf, and what we have to do today is we got to drop this tall red oak. It is a red oak tree. I'll just keep it in the background there. It's a red oak that has been a hazard to the cattle for quite some time. It's approximately 45 to 50 feet tall. It's going to be about that big around. We'll take a measuring tape and run it around there. And my goal with this red oak is to cut it, buck it up, and get it ready to put on the sawmill so we can mill out some awesome fence boards or some 6x6s or 4x4s for the mezzanine in the new shop. So we've got a lot of projects in the works right now, and we're going to put that Echo Timberwolf to work, and I'll let you know at the end of the video what I think. Without further ado, let's go look at the tree and I'll show you where I'm going to drop it.
I ain't afraid of work, I ain't afraid of play, I ain't afraid to get the job done and do it my own damn way. I ain't afraid of life, times like this. If you mess with my freedom, I'll tell you just what you can kiss. That's right.
Welcome back to the Stoney Ridge Farm channel. This is your first time or 50 millionth time here. I'd love to have you back. Please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. This is a fun time here, 150 acre first generation farm project, among other things like awesome tool reviews of this Echo chainsaw. So we've got three saws here in the back of the Honda Pioneer. This is the Echo top handled brushless 2500T chainsaw. We'll be using that for cutting some of the limbs up. We have some protective gear right here. I have my chainsaw chaps in place. I also have a cool pair of shoes from Hayaks, and we got to get some we got to get some mud on these shoes, man. Get them broke in good. These are chainsaw safety shoes, so it's very, very important to me to remain absolutely as safe as I possibly can remain here on the Stoney Ridge Farm. I don't want to get hurt, and I do wear chaps and I do wear a helmet. When we look up in this tree right here, you can see there's some hangers up in there. There's some limbs just dangling. Those are called widow makers for a reason. Now, we've got a backup saw here. This is the backup saw in case I get pinched. Always carry a backup saw in the woods. This is the Steel MS661. That is a monster of a pro saw. Really love that. Have not dipped this Echo into the wood yet. It's a 59cc chainsaw. Really, really cool. I like how it's well built, easily accessible. What I like about Echo, we actually have a metal toggle switch to turn it on and off. And if you look right here, old school, old school. This is old school, good school technology, tried and true. Chain brake is locked. We're gonna walk on over here and I'll wrap a measuring tape around that tree so you can see just how big it is. It's bigger than it looks on camera. If you think I look like a dork with the helmet on, too bad. At least my head will be intact. If you don't wear a helmet when you're cutting trees like this, you're just not very bright. I'm telling you. Guys, protect yourself. You know, a lot of injuries happen on a farm, and a lot of injuries happen cutting trees like this, especially trees as big as this. Now we can get an idea of the scale of this tree. I'm gonna wrap the measuring tape around it and just see how big it is. So there's no use in rewriting the book on how to cut a tree. I can see that it's gotta lean that way just a little bit. However, the wind is blowing that way. So we're gonna notch it out just perfect. This is a monstrous log, guys, but as you can see, there's some disease here. There is some disease. This bark is coming off this tree. Reaching around, it's more than 6'5". Wrapping the tape around it. What is our reach here? Oh, 72 inches around, guys. So 72 inches around, through and through. We're probably looking something that's going to really press the sawmill about 28 inches through. So the chainsaw we are using has a 24-inch bar. So what we're going to do is we're going to notch it out over here and we're going to lean it right over and try and drop it right over there. I'm going to take a stick and I'm going to be brave on camera. I'm going to lay that stick out and show you where I want to put the tree, and then when we get done dropping it, hopefully we land right where we want to. I'm going to take a little stick, tie a ribbon around it, and show you guys where we're going to lay that tree down. So you guys know I can't cheat you. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna lay this paint down right here. I can't move that, right? Right here. That's right where I want her to lay. So if you look, we are lined up straight right there. It does lean a little bit that way, and again, the wind is blowing that way. This is gonna be fun. I also brought this paint so that I can mark the log for where we're gonna cut it, and I'll show you a couple tricks for marking logs for putting on the sawmill so we get the correct length. That big saw eats, baby. Yeah, loving that saw. So we're gonna come in just a little high over top of this notch, and I'm gonna miss my mark. Totally gonna miss it. Okay, starting to go, gotta get out of the way. Man, there's no feeling like that in the world, baby. That's awesome. Missed my mark, let me show you. So my mark, I'm about 10 feet off my mark. My mark is right here. Right there's the tree. Let's take a look at how good this tree is. This is gonna be a great tree for the sawmill. All that good heartwood right there. Got a little bit of rot on the outside edges, but that don't matter. So, got a little bow in the tree. Next step is going to be to take the measuring tape and go down the log, and we're gonna mark it. So we gotta think about the thickness of this log at the base versus the thickness of this log right here, okay? The thickness of the log on down the way is pretty consistent, but it gets really fat right here at the base. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna get about an 8-foot cut out of the base right here, and that's just as simple. Just throwing the measuring tape on. Take her out to 8 foot right there. And we've got plenty of lumber here, so, oh, this is not a locking measuring tape. So we're at 8 foot. Here's what I'll do typically. I know where I'm gonna cut it. I'll just take a little twig like this, and we wanna be at about 8'3", 8'4". So I'll just lay this right there, okay? Now, our next cut is gonna be a 16-foot cut, and this measuring tape sucks. The measuring tape doesn't suck, it's me. There's a button down here. I'm so used to having a lock right here. It's got a button right there. Lever lock, that's the measuring tape. It doesn't suck, it's a good tape. 13. It's so windy the measuring tape won't sit up right. All right, just gonna put a stick right here at the 16 mark, and see what other cut I can get out of this. I think I can get another 8-footer out, or maybe even 2 8-footers out of this. So I'll hit this, a little paint right there. Come on down, toss the paint where I need it next. It's so wet out here, guys. Hopefully I can get the tractor in here and get this thing out without making a huge mess tomorrow. That is right at 8 foot, so we'll actually just paint a mark right here. So we got an 8-footer right here that'll go on the mill. We've got a 16-footer that's a really long one. We'll probably get 4 2x or 4x4s out of that. or 6x6s. And then we've got another 8-footer here. Everything from this point that way is just a little too rotten. You see how muddy it is. When that thing hit the ground, it just sunk up in the mud. We've got some good firewood right here, and this will all go on the back of the Honda and into the firewood pile. We'll bring the Wolf Ridge log splitter over and we'll split all these up. As soon as it dries up, you can see it's just horribly wet right now. I'm not so sure I'll be able to get the tractor over here tomorrow. So let's go ahead and we'll cut these. We'll show you guys just how good this log is. Even though it's standing here dead, totally usable lumber. So I had to do a little adjusting right underneath here with the Echo. I had to adjust the bar oil, the amount of bar oil that this thing slings. Echo Timberwolf, guys. Very impressed with this little saw. First thing I'm gonna say is, I'll post a link down the video description to this saw, to the other Echo saw that I'm getting ready to use, and I'll post a link to all the cool tools that I'm using today down there in the video description in my Amazon page. Cool, let's go out here, we'll buck this up for firewood. This stuff is better suited for the brush pile, to be honest with you. We'll doll it up with this little saw and get the Big Daddy out. DCS 2500T. One pull. Let's talk about the saw and let's talk about what we got. So we've got probably a pickup truck load of firewood here, which is awesome. That'll be enough to burn to keep the mega shop warm for a couple weeks. I'm real happy with the Timberwolf. I do have one issue with it. It cuts too good. It cuts so good, guys. I got into the dirt just a little bit a couple times and I couldn't hardly tell at all. So great saw. Lots of cool firewood. Look down this log. We've got an 8-footer, a 16-footer, and another 16-footer. The one thing I forgot to bring in the woods with me is my cant hook. I needed my cant hook, my log ox, to roll this log over. We're gonna give it a try with my feet real quick because I need to finish this cut. If I finish it, then I won't have to bring the chainsaw back over here. So we need to roll this log. I doubt that's gonna happen. You see, that's a heavy, heavy log. We're gonna have to bring the cant hook over here and we'll have to bring the saw back over. So, We dropped a big tree. It did an awesome job. It's going to be great lumber for the sawmill. We'll use the slabs that we cut off these. You'll see all that tomorrow. So guys, hit that like button. We'll see you on the next Stoney Ridge Farmer video. If this was filmed and the sawmill video has already been filmed, you'll find a link to the sawmill video at the end of this. That is a big tree, and that is going to make a pile of awesome lumber, and it's already dry and ready to use. Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time on the Stoney Ridge Farm Channel. All right. Woo!
Well, come on down to the Stoney Ridge. Bring your wife and bring your kids. We're living life pure and sweet. That's the way it's supposed to be, Stoney Ridge. Woo!
Need some more wind. Hey, guys. Think we get some more wind out here? That'll be fun. The wind's blowing right towards the Honda here. If we drop it on the Honda, I hope my insurance will cover it. Echo. Ugh. There it is, right there. And drop the measuring tape in the mud. Oh, we got close on that, eh?